but just
fine, you can share it.
God help me. God, God help us, please. God help us. God, oh God, God, please help
I
us.
believe we're not filming.
We're not what?
GoProing.
Well, we can't because we don't have GoPro stuff anymore. All of it's broken or overwhelmed, or we don't have anywhere to put the drives. God help us. God help us. God help us. God, please help. Oh God. God.
So he wants, so here we go.
God help us. God help. God. Oh God. Oh God.
Okay, so now.
I need you to help me pray because I can't even pray. I'm so distressed. God. I need you to pray or something. God.
Okay, I'm driving. I'm doing a video.
You can't pray. I mean, it's just like talking to someone. Hey, but God help me. God help me.
I'm gonna pray for strength.
God help me.
That you can find what it is.
God help me. It's not just us. But it's not just us, Trudy. It's. I mean, okay. I mean, we're. I mean. It's like all we're doing is proving there is either no God or, I mean,
so
there's no one.
About that.
What are you talking about? What are you talking about? There's nowhere to go for help ever. I've been saying that for years.
Ryan,
there's nowhere to go. I mean, everybody, all these churches are there for themselves. They're not there for if there are God's people, there's no one there for them. I mean, this is terrible.
Okay, so what about
it's terrible. No one's doing anything about it. It's like, I mean, all these big buildings and all these grand structures.
You're gonna take over the video, right?
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
Said, there's a lot of people that believe that don't have to be in a church.
Judy, do you? Okay.
To believe.
But there is no one. There's no one that's actually working for God. You know, if there is a God, I mean, a God. God!
Brian, there's no point in me having this running if you're going to scream and yell.
God,
all right?
No.
You're not going to talk. I'm going to turn it off.
No, where did we learn? We learned in words of wisdom, we learned that God is where? Where is God?
God is in us.
No, God is where? According to quote something.
Oh gosh, I don't know.
Okay, where 2 or 3 are gathered in my name, which we don't know what that means. My name, okay, is I'm in the midst. And then he says what? What else does he say? What else does he say? He says, you are that temple, right? You are. So whoever are, what is it? He's talking to the Corinthian church. So the most corrupt church in that time, they were the temple, okay? Whatever that means, right? Okay, but does it mean, I mean, so we got to figure out. I don't know. I mean, we don't know if there's a God. There's no proof. I mean, unless you believe there's creation. God!
I'm going to shut down this video.
Fine, if you want to shut down the video.
If you're going to yell, I'm not giving fodder.
No. If God isn't, what happens if there's 2 people across the world? Okay, I'm willing to give up my spot in the United States of America. I'll trade my spot. Someone that can do more with over here. I'll go where the refugees are because I'm falling apart anyway, and they can use my whatever. God help me.
But I'm not going to allow people to use this video for their personal gain and attack against you, Brian. So we can talk about this civilly like we did earlier this morning.
Keep reaching out. There's God. God is in his town. Wherever his people are, there is God. So wherever his people are, that's where God is. If there is a God, that's where he is. Wherever his people are, wherever they're gathering in his name. But they have to be in his name, which we don't know what that means. And unfortunately, in his name, that is a really tough question. In his name. What the heck does that mean?
In the name of God?
No, in the name of his son, Jesus Christ. I don't even know what that means, though. There's no example of it that I know of. I can't jog any memory. God.
Well, you have to read for enlightenment.
And then he says, whatever you do the least of these, you've done unto me. Okay, we got to find people that actually believe that. Whatever you do the least of these, like you said today, that you would contact Roger and tell him, please stop this. No. You're not doing any good. That's what you said.
I'm saying I would contact him and talk about what you're saying is that him avoiding you was not Christian.
It's not godly. It's not
godly.
It's not. Do you think God would? I mean, it's just not godly. Let's right. I mean, we agree like that, right? It's not good what they're doing to me, right? What Roger is doing to me, God would not. If there is a God, God would not do that. Would you agree?
But there is at some point where you have to actually sacrifice one person or yourself.
Where is that written? You have to sacrifice one person or yourself.
If I was going to die, to try to help you, and a doctor told me, if you don't get away from him, you're going to die in 2 days.
Oh my gosh! Then
what do you think?
Then you die, I guess. If you care about the person, you die with them, right? That's what all the movies
but you
say.
already know Roger is not well.
Okay.
And you cause more stress.
Okay. Do you believe that? I mean, do you believe that what the Mormons say is true?
About what?
Do you believe anything they're saying is true? After we've seen it firsthand, do you believe what they're saying is true?
Well, if you're talking
Do you believe God came down here to tell us not to have coffee and to build temples, which we're supposed to be? People, not big grand edifices. Okay? So when you call up the Mormons and they hang up on you, okay, because they're too busy, you know, and they're not loving. They're doing their works, but not in love. It's like they don't have love. I mean, where's the love? It says, love your enemies and pray for those. Okay, so that's what they tell us to do, but they don't do it themselves. So do what they say, but not what they do.
So why don't we pray for our enemies and let them be?
I'm admitting that I don't know how I can't. I'm having a difficult time.
Why do you have to stir up?
I'm not stirring up
stuff within the churches.
What do you mean? I'm not stirring it up.
You are. You're talking about it. People come on here that may be Mormon or maybe this or maybe that, and all you're doing is just angering them.
Do you think are they doing the work of God? I mean,
We don't know.
No. What is the work of God? I mean, if there is a God,
Brian.
I mean, we can't. Oh my God! I cannot believe. I mean, he says. I don't know. I can't believe this is happening all the time, 24/7. I mean, look. I mean, we're suffering.
Are you godly? Do you
no,
think you're godly?
Absolutely
so
not.
Then why would you think that they should come to you?
Because they claim to know God. God! 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 I mean them. I mean, where are just God? God! God, help us. Please, 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 God, help us. See,
so you know,
this
is what I went through for 13 hours yesterday when Brian wouldn't come home. And someone wrote me and said, why wouldn't Brian go back to Venture Cottage? This is it.
I don't understand.
He's scared to go home.
Who said that? Who said that?
Wallace. They watched the video and they said, why won't he go back to Venture Cottage? Thing is, when he gets upset or scared, he has to run from wherever he's at.
Oh God.
Doesn't know where he's going
They don't understand what's happened in the last.
No, they don't understand.
They would have to look at all that's happened for the last 3 days.
And now I have to explain.
The good news is that we're probably going to do more and more above
I'm going to have to
because no one's willing to go underground.
Everything to them.
So there's no one willing
to go.
And
they're not following because they can't.
Right, exactly. Because, right, exactly. Oh God, oh God. Brian was doing well. He was riding his bike. He was doing a lot of good things. And then then something happens that he started going downhill. The more that there was no one. It was just doing it.
Brian feels alone as always.
Alone? No, I'm saying.
No, you're reaching out and nobody is reaching back.
I don't know. I'm trying to figure out. Okay, I'm trying to figure out. Okay, I mean, God,
nobody cares about
us. Where are you, God?
Is
God?
The main theme of what
and if there is no
saying.
God, if there is
Brian
no God,
is suffering at home and nobody is there.
I am there. If there's no God,
nobody is there, and he has a problem with that.
If there's no God, yes, but
no shepherds. Nobody cares that we're next door to a church that never comes to check on him when he calls out.
No, they definitely don't. In my estimate,
and he could call 80 churches in one day, and nobody does anything.
God help us. God help us. God help us. God help us. Whatever you do the least of these, you've done to me. Whatever you do the least of these, you've done to me.